Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to be doing readings for every single sign. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently today. As you can see by my table, we're not going to be using the tarot cards. We're actually going to be using stones and getting intuitive messages that way. Some of what you're seeing on the table below the camera is would be considered gemstones. Some of these are what I call mutt rocks or mutt stones. Some of these are stones that I have just, picked up along trails as I'm hiking or out in the yard or wherever I saw them, and they just kind of called to me. So some of you are going to get mutt stones for your reading. Some of you are going to get gemstones. It doesn't matter the quality. Whatever stone you get is going to be the perfect one for me to read intuitively for you. And we're just going to be doing it this way for a few days. You guys who have been watching me a while, you know that I like to shake things up. If I'm not shaking things up, I'm getting bored, and I don't like to be bored. So let's see. We're just going to go ahead and start right off with Aries for our first message for the 16th, just like we normally would. And guys, just as usual, when you know your sun sign, that's great. That gives you a little bit of information. When you know your moon sign or your rising sign, then that gives you a little more. And if you know all your houses, then that really does help a lot. So let's take a peek here at you for Aries. Aries, this is actually one of my mudstones that I picked up along a trail at one point in time. It looks to me like there is something that you are working on understanding today, and it may be that that information that you need to understand, whatever this is sort of right in front of your face, but it's not put together in a very clear, concise sort of way. So I do think that you're putting in a little energy or a little bit effort to find this new information or this thing that you're trying to understand today, Aries. Okay. Let's see. Taurus. Taurus, this is a stone that I picked up. I think I picked this up out of Clear Creek in Golden. This is going to be rhodonite, is what I believe it is. And so let's see what the message is for you today, Taurus. So Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. I do think that you've got a lot of different irons in the fire today, and it may be pretty hectic getting around to each one of these. It looks like you have something that is taking a whole lot of thought energy for you to figure out and strategize around. And then you also have some lighter energy showing up, something that feels a little bit more fun. And then you have some things coming up that are important, but I don't think that they're a drag. I think that you're actually enjoying them. So they're not important and heavy, but important and good. Things along your life path that you're working on as well today. So you've got a lot of different energies working today, Taurus. Next up, let's look at Geminis. The rock that's calling to me for you guys is my golden sheen obsidian. Isn't that pretty? And I'm sorry that the focus isn't really better for these rocks. I'm just not quite sure how to make that happen. So anyway, Geminis, golden sheen obsidian. What's going on for Geminis today? Geminis, I think that today you are surrounded by a pool, figuratively speaking, of opportunities that you could take part in or participate in or, maximize. And I think that just the idea is kind of exciting to you. I think today is going to be a day when you're really jumping on board with any opportunities that come your way, and that you are, basically, for lack of a better term, living life to its fullest. It looks to me like you could be focusing on a very particular thing, but I feel like that's going to be another day. Today, it's all about enjoying all the opportunities that show up right now and making the most of them in this moment. Okay, so that's for Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Okay, let's look at Cancer. This piece of tiger's eye is calling me for you, Cancers. Now this tiger's eye, where's the camera? I've been carrying it around for a while in my pocket, for a few months, I guess, maybe more. So there are some parts of it that look a little bit dusty or a little bit rough. I've been carrying it around, among other things, with a piece of amber, and that amber is probably, decomposing as it runs against it. Anyway, let's see. This is for Cancer. What do we have for you guys with this tiger's eye? Cancers. Cancers, I do feel like health is going to be something that you're paying attention to today. For some of you, you're just going to be realizing, you know what, I really need to have a better diet, or I need to exercise more. For some of you, you may do pretty well for health overall, and you may just be realizing, you know what, there's some tweaks that I need to make. Maybe you just want to make a few adjustments so that you feel better. I think what's triggering this is the idea that you may not be feeling as good as you would like to feel, and that's really bringing into focus this idea of paying attention to health today. Okay, so that was for Cancer. Next up, we're going to look at Leo. So Leos, this is not actually a stone technically. Technically this is, where's the camera? This is called bismuth, and technically it is a waste metal that comes out whenever you purify either nickel, silver, or I think copper is the other one that it's a byproduct of. But it's also still just as readable as a stone. You can find it at a lot of metaphysical stores. In general, it's good to help ease a sense of loneliness. But we're going to go ahead and read it real quick here. So this is for Cancer. This is for Leo. We just did Cancer. So what do I see here for you Leos? Leos, I think you guys are going to be really organizing your life today, trying to find appropriate spaces to put things into, whether that is tangibly 3D or whether that has more to do with what you're doing with your time. But there's definitely this huge sense of organization and making things more clean and tidy to deal with because of that organization. When you have organized space, you can have an organized mind, and when you have an organized mind, that can lead to some really good success. So I like seeing that for you, Leo, doing some organization, compartmentalizing, finding appropriate spaces for things, that type of stuff. Okay, I think we're going to use our fluorite next for Virgos. This is a little bit of a heavier piece. So fluorite is really good for those of us who are trying to connect to sacred spirit in general. I just want to see, what is our message here for Virgos? It's interesting that the fluorite wanted to speak to Virgos. Virgos are very grounded, and fluorite kind of leans more towards the spiritual side of things, which if we get too much into spiritual stuff, we may need to be grounded. So ironic that it came up for Virgo. What do we have going on here? Virgos, I think you guys are, I think you guys are really looking deep into yourself right now. I'm sort of getting Hermit card energy here of taking some time away from other people to really look deep into what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you trigger. I really think you're doing some deep self-exploration, finding out the root causes of some of the ways that you behave today. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Look at that. Do you guys see that little eye there? For looking deeply at yourself. Very cool, Virgos. Okay, so let's look next at, that was Virgo. That means up next is Libra. Who wants to talk to Libra? Okay, so one of my fossils wants to talk to you guys. This is a white clam fossil. I'm sure that there's a much longer official name for it, but I don't know what that would be. Okay, so, and just, I actually got this from Fossil Era, which is a place that's online. They have a lot of really great things there. I like them a lot. They're kind of my go-to when I can't find what I'm looking for in any of the stores around here. So anyway, this is for Libra. What do we have here? So Libras, it looks to me like you guys have been a little bit shut down. You're all clammed up, man. This is just basically saying that you're going through a period where you've kind of clammed up. You're not really sharing with people how you really feel about certain situations. And so the advice here is to, speak your truth. It's only by speaking our truth that we are able to, manifest the things that we actually want. If we want something and we're getting something that's close but no cigar, we need to be able to verbalize that to somebody who might be able to do something about it, or verbalize that to the universe so that the universe can do something about it. But this needs to be acknowledged. So being all clammed up doesn't help anything. In fact, it hurts things. When we suppress, it makes us unhealthy on the inside in a very literal way. It can lead to disease or dis-ease, as Bob Proctor and Wayne Dyer like to say it. We're used to. Anyway, so try not to be so clammed up. Try to open up a little bit. Talk more about those things that are important to you. Don't hold those inside. We don't like the side effects of that. Okay? And we want you to be here a long time, Libra. Let's see, what should we do for Scorpio? I think we're going to use our pink tourmaline for Scorpio. Pink tourmaline, or maybe rose tourmaline. I think it's called by either name. Let's see what we have here. Pink tourmaline for Scorpio. What do you want to say to them? Today is a really good day to be careful for those of you who have Scorpio placements like I do. This is a really good day to be very careful with what we reveal to other people. We want to make sure that, and this is kind of a Scorpio thing, we do this anyway, but today it's going to be extra important to make sure that whoever we're talking to about whatever, that they can be trusted with that information. In other words, they're not going to be gossiping. They're not going to be cutting it down or making fun of it. They're going to respect and honor the idea that, we shared that information with them. And there are going to be some people that we just, it would be best if we did not share everything with them. We can share some things, but not everything. All right? That's typical Scorpio behavior. But today it seems to be highlighted whenever I look at that rock. All right, next up, let's look at Sagittarius. I think we're going to use the Mookite heart for you. That's what wants to talk to you today. Oh, that's not dirt. That's actually, it's a little flaw. I like Mookite a lot. Am I even saying this right? Mookite, excuse me, Mookite. This is Mookite Jasper. Oops, I'm not even in the camera, am I? So I think it's really pretty. It does actually remind me, for those of you who are, country folk like me, it reminds me of how a beef heart looks. With it being this color, it does come in other colors as well. And having the almost like marbling in it. Okay. So Mookite Jasper for Sagittarius, what would you like to say? Basically, the Mookite is telling you that you have a courageous heart. Those of you who have Sagittarius placements. Am I even talking right today? I feel like I'm not. I'm all like entranced at looking at these stones and I'm only like half saying the words I mean to say. All right, so I think that Sagittarius, this Mookite Jasper is just telling you that you have a lion's heart. You have a courageous heart. And I think that today that's going to come in really handy because you're going to be doing something that I don't think is a risk. I think it's something that needs to be done. It would be more risky not to do it than to do it, but I do think it's going to take you stepping up to the plate and really, bringing that courage to the fore to be able to step up and do that. Okay? That's Sagittarius. Let's see. Capricorn. Who wants to talk to Capricorn? Oh, my little malachite egg wants to talk to Capricorn. I like this little egg. I haven't had it that long, actually. This is the first time I've ever using it to read with. So Capricorn, what do we have for you guys? Oh, that's interesting. Capricorns. I think that pets or animals of some kind are going to be playing a role in your life today. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? But if you look, try to get out of the glare. If you look right here, doesn't that look like a little cat's nose or a lion's nose? And then we've got the upper jaws, and then we've got the lower jaw. I don't know that I'm necessarily picking up that it's straight up about cats, but I do feel like it has to do with pets or with animals, that they're going to have some type of influence on your life today, Capricorns. That'll be interesting. You guys are going to have to tell me how that one plays out. La da da da. Some of you are going to have influences of pets every single day anyway, but some of you, this is going to be unusual. All right, next up is Aquarius. Aquarius, what should we read for Aquarius? Okay, we're going to use this. This is one of my mudstones. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it does have a lot of little flecks of mica in it. That's what you're seeing shining at you here. And mica is pretty common in the landscape that I live in here in Colorado in the foothills. Seen a lot of rocks with mica incorporated into them. So Aquarius, what do we have happening? It looks to me like you're really tempted to be looking at things in a very black and white type of way today. You know, with no shades of gray, no middle ground. And the message that I'm getting is, you know, you want to be digging into why people feel the way that they do, where they're coming from, because this straight up black and white is not going to be helpful if you're trying to engage with other people. Knowing what shades of gray they are dealing with and operating in is going to help you to understand them and help you to be able to be more at their level, at their vibration, more able to help them if you're trying to help them. So this is a good day to be very open to things that are coming up around you, not necessarily signing on with what comes up around you, but being open to understanding where other people are coming from. That's going to be greatly to your benefit today, Aquarius. And Pisces, the sand dollar is calling me for you guys. Fossilized sand dollar. I don't even know how old this is. I'm sure I had a piece of paper that told me at one time, but very old. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What do we see for Pisces? Pisces, I do think that there's something going on where you're instigating some changes in your life today. You are the instigator of these changes, okay? So I know a lot of times when other people instigate changes in our lives, it's not always fun. I feel like you're doing this, I don't know. I feel like it's less scary when we make changes ourselves, even though change is always an adventure, shall we say. But I do feel like you're making some changes, and as you're making these changes, I think you're feeling pretty comfortable with them. I think you're also keeping a good eye on the people around you as you're making these changes to make sure that they are okay with them as well. And to me, it just feels like it goes very smoothly. Bringing these changes into your world goes very smoothly. Okay? So thank you guys all very much for being here with me today. I do appreciate it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others as well. And of course, put comments down below. Let me know you guys' feedback on the things that came up here today. And yeah, of course, thank you to those of you getting private readings and private Reiki sessions with me. I do appreciate all of that. You guys' support at every single level is what makes me able to do what I love to do for my living. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.